everyone, it's me Gaming Do, and happy Thanksgiving everybody! Yes guys, today, to celebrate Thanksgiving, we are finally going back to tier lists again. We haven't done a tier list in a long time. And honestly, we haven't done a non-scripted series video in a while. I plan on releasing an update video very soon. It's going to pertain to two videos I promised in the past, which are both still going to come out, but they're going to come out a little bit later than expected. The one is going to be the Terrifier retrospective, which I'm now just going to call it the Terrifier Trilogy review, because it's more or less just going to be that instead of a retrospective. And then the other video is going to be the Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius whole series ranking video, which I promised, I think, around June or July. That is going to be coming out, but it is not going to be my next ranking. I do plan on revealing my next ranking soon. I was going to do Chucky, but I think I'm going to put Chucky off till next Halloween and do something different, but I do have a good idea. Anywho, I'm rambling on about my upcoming videos that's not related to this. Since it's Thanksgiving, let's do something Thanksgiving related for my 13th round of tier lists. I'm just going to do one video. I'm not going to do an A and B because I'm going to be honest, I just don't want to. But anyways, we are going to do Thanksgiving food for my 13th round of tier lists. I absolutely adore Thanksgiving food. You're going to see most of this stuff up there very high up, but I did make some tiers. We have Going Back for Seconds is my top tier. These are the foods that you could eat all the time. Scrumptious is foods that are very good, but not my absolute favorite. Good, foods that are good, but I'll probably just try them more often than not. Meh. Foods I'm not particularly keen on, but they're not terrible. And Gags is foods that I just don't like at all. So let's get on into it. Let's start with apple pie. Apple pie is gonna go in Scrumptious. You know what? A warm apple pie with a scoop of ice cream on top, very good. I'm not gonna put it on Going Back for Seconds quite, because honestly, it's not my favorite pie. My favorite pie is actually not on this list. I didn't make this list, by the way. It was somebody else, but I did name my own tiers for this list. But apple pie is not my favorite kind of pie. Blueberry is my favorite, but it's not on the list, so it's not quite up there. But I do like myself some apple pie. Baked squash. I'm going to give baked squash a meh. It's not terrible. It's kind of tastes like a little bit of a more bitter pumpkin pie, kind of, and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's just a little too bitter for me, personally. Baked sweet potatoes, scrumptious. Absolutely scrumptious. You put butter in that and a little bit of cinnamon, sugar, something like that, you're in for a treat. Sweet potatoes are awesome. I've liked sweet potatoes since I was a little kid. But there's something related to sweet potatoes that's coming up later that's even better. Biscuits. Biscuits are also scrumptious. You put a little bit of butter on them and have them on the side. You can kind of get a little bit of the mashed potato and like stuffing and gravy on top of it. It's just, oh my god, is it ever good. Brown gravy. Brown gravy. Is there different types of gravy? Oh yeah, white gravy. I gotta going back for seconds. The first Going Back for Seconds is gravy. You can't have Thanksgiving without gravy. Come on. Turkey goes with gravy. Stuffing goes with gravy. Mashed potatoes goes with gravy. Biscuits. The whole works goes with gravy, and it is pretty much essential. Brown gravy, at least. I'll talk more about white gravy when we do the last item of the list, because that's what it is. But brown gravy, perfect. What's not, and I'm going to put the first gags, as Brussels sprouts. Listen, some people just like Brussels sprouts. I don't, personally. I just don't get it. It tastes like farts, basically. Listen, there are vegetables that I like. Definitely. There are definitely vegetables that I like. But Brussels sprouts is not one of them. I do not like Brussels sprouts. I think they're gross. I think they just... If I had to eat them for health reasons, I would, but never on my own. I do not like Brussels sprouts. Collard greens. I've only had collard greens once. Meh, they weren't great, but they weren't terrible either. I had them at a barbecue restaurant one time, and probably like a 6 out of 10. They weren't terrible, but like, I don't know, they were a little bit bitter to me. Maybe they're not supposed to be bitter and they were made wrong, but I just found them a little bit bitter, but they weren't terrible. Cool Whip, or Cool Whip, as Stewie says. Scrumptious. You want to put this on top of pumpkin pie? Perfect. You want to put this in banana pudding, which is actually what I'm having tonight for my dessert for Thanksgiving. I'm having banana pudding. You put that in the banana pudding? 10 out of 10. Absolutely perfect. It's scrumptious. It's delicious. It's absolutely... It just goes with everything, pretty much, that's sweet. Corn casserole. Actually, I don't think I've ever had corn casserole. Not corn casserole, at least. I've had cornbread casserole. Speaking of cornbread, I don't really have it on Thanksgiving, but if I did, I would say it's pretty scrumptious. With a little bit of butter on top, especially melted. It's just so buttery in your mouth and stuff like that. It's perfect. I love cornbread. Actually, it's not quite perfect because I don't really have it on Thanksgiving, but cornbread is really good. Corn, scrumptious. Especially with a little bit of butter. It's a really, really good side for Thanksgiving. And just goes with everything along with it. Cranberry sauce. Oh, wow. I think I'm going to put cranberry sauce and going back for seconds. Pretty much a Thanksgiving specialty and a Thanksgiving given. Just like, what the heck happened here? Oh, no. Dang it. Hold on a sec. Alright, sorry. The screen had an attack. Anyways, cranberry sauce. It's up there with turkey and stuffing as like a Thanksgiving essential. You pretty much have to have it, and it tastes wonderful with everything. Cream spinach. Meh. It's not Brussels sprouts bad, but it's like not something I would actively go for during Thanksgiving. I think it's a little bit... I think the more bitter the food is, the more I'm not really a huge fan of it. So, yeah, I'm not really that big of a fan of cream spinach. Crescent rolls, I think, are going to be the first good. They're good. I do prefer regular dinner rolls or biscuits, though. Crescents or croissants or something like that. I prefer more on its own during like a breakfast or something like that with jam on it. But crescent rolls are not really my favorite, but they're pretty good. Dinner rolls are going to go in scrumptious. I don't really have them too much with Thanksgiving, but they are still really good, and I love to have them when I eat. Next up is glazed carrots. Glazed carrots are good. When they're there, I tend to eat them, but I grab a smaller portion of them compared to some of the other stuff because it's not like my absolute favorite, but I'd still say I really like them a lot. Um, yeah, I like glazed carrots. Green bean casserole. I don't know if I've ever tried green bean casserole. It's a very famous casserole. I think it's like the most famous one, but I don't think I've ever tried it. I forgot to put it in never tried. Green beans. Meh. You know, when I have to eat them, I eat them. They kind of taste. They're not as bitter as some of the other ones, but they're just very watery, so I'm not really that big of a fan of green beans. So I put green beans in meh. Ham. Ham. Ham is going to go in going back for seconds. I mean, it's up there with turkey. Usually it's more common to have turkey for Thanksgiving than ham, but ham is still special for Thanksgiving. And yeah, I'd absolutely go back for seconds with ham, especially a honey glazed one. Just freaking scrumptious. Macaroni and cheese is also going back for seconds. This year we're making a macaroni and cheese with Wisconsin extra sharp cheddar. And I bet you it's going to be good. Oh my god, I can't freaking wait for Thanksgiving food. It's going to be happening soon, but mac and cheese is just going back for seconds for sure. Mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are also going back for seconds. I mean, come on. Literally, you put some gravy on there, you put it next to the turkey. Oh my goodness. How can you go wrong with frickin' mashed potatoes? Pecan pie. To be honest, it's good. I'm not a huge fan of pecan pie, but I don't dislike it either. To make a long story short, I think it's pretty good with a little bit of whipped cream, but it's not my favorite pie. In fact, it's probably one of my overall lesser favorites. As you can see, I'm not a southerner. I'm from the Northeast, so I'm not really too into some of the stuff in the South they have for Thanksgiving, but it's pretty good. Pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie, scrumptious. Years ago, I would have put it in going back for seconds, but in my opinion, pumpkin pie has gone a little tiny bit downhill for me. I don't know. I almost think it's a little too sweet, I guess you could say. I still really like it, but it's like... I don't know. It's a little too sweet for me compared to some of the other things on the list. What do we have? We have roast red potatoes. Red potatoes are good. Definitely good going with... I more have red roasted potato or red potatoes not on Thanksgiving, but when they go with a good dinner, they're really good. Roasted carrots, same thing. They're good, but I don't really have them around Thanksgiving time, so I would just put them in good. Roasted potatoes, same thing. They're good, but like I wouldn't quite put them with Thanksgiving food, so they're just good. Scalloped potatoes, I wouldn't put these either, but they are going back for seconds. I love scalloped potatoes, especially with like a chicken dinner or any kind of dinner, but if I had them during Thanksgiving, I would go back for them all the time. I love scalloped potatoes. Steak, going back for seconds. I had prime rib for Thanksgiving, I think it was in 2022, and it was to die for. So I would always go back for seconds on a steak dinner for Thanksgiving. Stuffing, same thing. Especially a good stuffing with, like, my mom makes it with the sausages, and it's absolutely perfect. I love stuffing. I love stuffing with a chicken dinner. It's just a staple tea. the best casserole out there. Sweet potato casserole with marshmallows on top. I think this is my absolute favorite Thanksgiving food. It's just perfect amount of sweetness without being too sweet. It just, oh my God, is this, I can't put into words how much I love sweet potato casserole. It's my absolute favorite thing to eat in all of Thanksgiving. But what comes close is turkey. The big specialty of Thanksgiving. It's juicy, it's super tender, it's just, it goes with literally everything you put on the side. Turkey is the big specialty for Thanksgiving. It absolutely belongs in going back for seconds. Whipped cream is going to go in scrumptious. Mainly when you put it on top of pie or something like that. It's really good. I think I eat it more or less the rest of the year too. So I won't quite put it going back for seconds. But I do like whipped cream. And last but not least is white gravy. Scrumptious. Not quite going back for seconds because, well, if I did have it on biscuits and gravy, it is going back for seconds. But on its own, it's still really good. But I don't have it too often. So, yeah. Alright, so that's my Thanksgiving tier list, guys. I hope you guys like this video. More tier lists will be coming out in the future. And stay tuned for my upcoming videos, like my update video. I'm going to have a GD Plush video out very soon. And, yeah, I hope you guys like this video. That's about it. Gaming Do here. See you later. Bye.